Edem is in the studio and now pay about about artists and management or management team. Your friends and the differences in Tokwa a woman team be Edem is already seated, looking fantastic. A very good morning to you, Papa.
Good morning. Good
then,
morning.
Then Olympic what's up? Brandon Dawson. Yeah, Brandon Dawson. All right. Okay.
We're still on.
All right. Good morning to you one more time.
To you too.
Okay, cool. Now, this is a very interesting topic. I was in Ghana some time back, and there was this big event, and we were backstage. And I was with a lot of artists, but they were actually complaining bitterly about artist management, managers, wanting to be superstars rather than concentrating on a Juma and saying, you can't artist manager, ni role ni den.
All right. As an artist manager, it's like you oversee the progress of the artist. Okay. So in that regard, you are like the leader of the team. Then you oversee the artistic direction that, okay, I mean, this is the kind of brand we want to build. This is where we want to get to. So when it comes to publishing deals, you get the right publishing deal, recording deals. So you try and get everything possible for the artist to reach their target. So it's like you are more or less like the administrator of the artist.
The overseer.
Yeah, the overseer. So everything which has to do with the artist, from gigs, from merchandising, from, streaming, everything which has to do with the artist, that is your work. So by so doing, you can get other people to also support you because you may not have expertise in certain areas. So you seek the services of others to help you when it comes to maybe you have a certain kind of brand you want to build. So costuming comes in. You want to have a certain kind of sound. So recording, getting the right recording, getting right people to collaborate with the artist, getting the right event deals, getting, when it comes to ambassadorial, everything which has to do with artist progress. Okay. That is your focus.
So with such a huge amount of tax is it wrong to be out there for people to see you as a superstar? Because you making a superstar, you are the one responsible for making superstars. A Jumano Anueshipa. So why would the artists complain the managers really want to now take that particular role?
You see, at times it happens automatically when you work hard and the artist is growing, becoming big. Definitely that ripple effect also affect the manager.
Okay.
And especially when people know the hard work you are doing, you understand. Because just about 2 days ago, an artist manager got in touch with me and said, my artist will be releasing a song this day. Now, I want you to be posting his song for 1 month daily. You understand? So when I have seen the work you are doing, when people see the work you are doing, they try to praise you, and by so doing, that makes you popular in a way. Where it becomes challenging is when the manager focuses on himself rather than the artist. And that want to make the artist feel some way. And that builds up bitterness among other things. And if care is not taken, it gets to a point in time that the relationship will go sour. And what we don't want to hear normally happens.
Okay. Madam, in drawing the line between artists and managers and relationship, where does it end?
You see, artist-manager relationship, it should be friendly.
Okay.
Transparent.
All right.
At times, it is also one thing that creates problem. When the manager is doing certain things behind the artist, and later the artist gets to know. Or when the artist is also doing certain things behind the manager, and later the manager gets to know. So the transparency is for both sides. That is how at times we need to draw the line. So there is a concert or there is a gig, there is a deal. you go to take a certain money and you tell the artist, I took this. Then later the artist finds out to know that he's been shortchanged. Or the artist goes to take a certain money and tells the manager, I took this. Then later the manager finds out. When things happen like that, I mean, trust is broken off. And when trust is broken off, people try to find ways of living. And when it happens that way, the manager may not focus more on the artist because he feels that if I do not look sharp, I'll end up not having anything. So as I'm managing him, I need to focus on certain things.
All right.
Or the artist also deciding to say, Charlie, I don't need to look at the manager's way. Let me also do my thing because this manager is not doing things in my interest. So trust and transparency is very crucial.
The major key.
When it comes to artist-manager relationship. Because when that is broken, everything is gone.
Inti, Senior Okan, I say, sikasem is basically what breaks that relationship. But as an artist manager, and the artists know, don't you have to come to an understanding, say, a sikasem, this is the person that deals with it to make sure that relationship is kept?
I mean, that role is always defined. That, okay, when somebody is booking me, I mean, some of the teams have what they take. Maybe if it is this show, that's what we are taking. So the manager knows the amount, the artist knows the amount. But at times, because at times the figures are known to the two parties, the person who is bringing the deal is not privy to those figures. At times it turns out that the manager overcharges. And that extra money is not declared to the artist because the artist says, when it's about this deal, we are taking 5K. But this is a case that the manager has taken maybe 9K and doesn't put the artist in.
See, I say manager no 5K in the share room. But meanwhile, Wasanji, it is all about greed.
So, okay. I mean, and also when maybe artist goes to take a certain money and he doesn't reveal, I mean, there is no full disclosure as to this. Maybe you go together to go and play a show and, oh, these people, they are my guys, so, oh, nothing happened. I just did it for them. Then later, it end up that maybe he took money and after wasting your time and everything, you didn't get your share of the money. I mean, you feel cheated in a way. So when it happens like this, I mean, people try to have certain thoughts, which at the end of the day leads to distraction of the relationship. So, I mean, most artists have had these problems with their teams. Transparency, trust among others, and it has created a whole lot of things. And at times, too, some of the artists, too, when maybe you are trying to be honest to them, I mean, they feel that you don't like them or you are trying to...
Being honest to you or being...
Oh, maybe this you are doing...
Open to you, all right.
Don't do this, it's not fine. I mean, at times, the artists want to be pampered. So when it comes that it's not a pamper, but maybe a certain smack at the bottom to ensure right thing is done, in them, they have a certain mentality about you that, oh, maybe you don't like me or this. And I mean, they try telling people. So when at times you also hear it, you feel like, oh, I mean, I want to do this for you, it's good. And you think that it's not the best, okay, then let's do it this way.
All right.
Because when there is a problem, your brand is what will be involved. So with this, it doesn't build a healthy relationship.
All right. I know, sir, a lot of young folks that are watching right now who are into music business have so much questions when it comes to how to deal with your friend saying, I'm management in the idea. And I'm grateful for, you know, what you are sharing with us.
Trust.
Yeah. So when it comes to a point, at a particular point in that relationship where both have to go their separate ways, what are the do's and don'ts and what are like the roles each body has to play when it comes to separation?
You see, because you had a certain dream. I mean, every artist manager want to see his or her artist get to the top. So when it doesn't work that way and there is a breakup, there are certain secrets which must be kept. I mean, as a manager, you need to be very mature. You do not need to, I mean, just start opening certain secrets about the artist, because when you do that, you are telling people how you are. You can't keep secrets. Then whatever you've done, you spill it out.
Wow.
Artists should also not provoke the manager after they've separated, because the manager is human and may have a certain secret about you. So when you provoke the person and the person too is not
is angered,
able to, I mean, control him or herself, you make him review certain things, which at the end of the day, that's not inure to the benefit of both of you. So, I mean, both of you needs to keep that respect for each other, and if possible, do not look the way of any of you. Go, Charlie, move on as an artist. Manager, move on. Find something else. The artist, find somebody else. Don't be always looking at, if you are not careful, you look at your ex-manager and he's doing certain things, you feel that a shade to you. And if you are not careful, you may reply.
Wow.
And that reply needs to a certain. So I think that when the breakup happens, I mean, emotions must be put aside. People should be ready to move on. They should not get too obsessed with, if it happens that way, it means like you still love the person or you still want to work with the person. It's like breaking up with your ex and you are always trying to go back. It means that you cannot do without a person. So if you're an artist, you've broken up with your manager and you are always looking at the way of the manager, it means you can't do without him. And the manager, it also means that you can't do with the artist. So, I mean, show some respect. Don't destroy everything you've built.
All right.
Because when it happens that way, when people are also coming to give you the next job, they will be circumspect. Because what happens when there was a breakup because he did it to artist A when they broke up? Or the artist, when you are looking for a new manager, that thing will come to play that, oh, when he broke up with that manager, this is what he did to him. So as I'm coming on board as manager, I will not be safe when there is a breakup. So, I mean, you need to know that whatever you do will go to haunt you and show respect to each party when you break up.
So what you're saying in short is like they should both, exchange their keys. You take my key, I take your key, we lock it, and then we put it under the sheets.
I mean,
okay.
Respect each other.
On that note, like we've seen artist managers and artists themselves break up and then come back together. Now let's look at the word caution. What should they be cautious about after, breakup and reunion?
It depends on what led to the breakup.
Okay.
So, I mean, in life, we make mistakes and we learn from the mistakes we've made. So, it depends on, you look at what led to the breakup, and you make sure, both of you make sure that you do not repeat the mistake. But before that, you need to, recognize that this was the mistake.
Okay.
And both parties need to be honest with themselves. And if the mistake came from the artist should be honest and tell the manager, I'm sorry, I caused it. It wouldn't happen again. If it is coming from the manager needs to be honest and say, it was my fault. It won't happen again. I've learned from it. But if that honest analysis is not done, both of you are not honest with yourself, it will be like a certain cover-up.
Okay.
It will later blow up again. So, normally, when they are coming together and the relationship lasts, it means that both parties were honest with themselves and decided not to ensure it doesn't happen again. If they come together and it breaks, it could be that they were not honest, didn't detect where the fault came, no one accepted responsibility, they just covered up and it has happened again. And we have examples happening recently. Wow. I mean, when an artist manager breaking up, coming together and breaking up again, So it means that a certain, I mean, honest analysis was not done.
Wow.
And whatever caused them the first relationship has raised its head again.
All right.
So you need to do self-introspection.
This one there, Meniaji Papa, thank you so much. Time won't permit us to continue. This is a very, very informative, your friend is saying, discussion, and we will definitely continue this topic another time. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. If you're an artist out there, if you're a manager out there, I know say you've learned a thing or two. Go out there, you know, put your differences aside, work, and make sure you make that moolah.